Hi, I'm Andy Roy and this is Nina Ross. We're both barristers at 12 King's Bench Walk Chambers and we both specialise in personal injury law. Nina, limitation law and personal injury is overloaded with cases. Perhaps the most overloaded part of that is Section 33, which governs the court's discretion to allow an out-of-time claim to continue. How does a practitioner identify which cases to use and find their way through that?
Well, you're right, there is an enormous and dispiriting volume of case law on Section 33. And so the question for the practitioner is, well, where to start? Now, thankfully, there has been a case that came out recently in 2017 called Greater Manchester Police and Carroll. And in that case, the Master of the Rolls very helpfully reviewed all the authorities on Section 33, or the key ones at least, and produced at paragraph 42 a summary of all the key principles. Now, these principles included the following. The Master of the Rolls said that the essence of the proper exercise of Section 33 is that the test is a balance of prejudice. And the burden is on the claimant to show that his or her prejudice would outweigh the prejudice to the defendant. But that burden isn't necessarily a heavy one. How easy or difficult it is for the claimant to discharge that burden will depend on the facts of the particular case. But having said that the burden is on the claimant, the Master of the Rolls explains that the evidential burden of showing that the evidence adduced by the defendant is less cogent because of the delay is on the defendant. And the defendant only deserves to have the obligation to pay due damages removed if the passage of time has significantly diminished the opportunity to defend the claim. Another key principle which the Master of the Rolls brings out in his judgment is that the reasons for the delay are relevant and may affect the balancing exercise. And he says, if the delay has arisen for an excusable reason, it may be fair and just that the action should proceed, despite some unfairness to the defendant. But if, on the other hand, the reasons for the delay or its length are not good ones, then that may tip the balance in the other direction. So these principles and the other ones that the Master of the Rolls lists at the judgment are the first point of call for a practitioner dealing with Section 33. At the same time, they are, however, just a starting point, and it will be important to look at the other authorities to consider the key principles which may be relevant in a particular case. And we do this in some detail in Chapter 7 of our book.